Oh, hell no.
Uh-oh. What now?
Oh, hell no.
All right, Steve Harvey, what are you talking about now?
Before I fell asleep, this happened.
Oh, hell no. What you mean?
No.
What
Yeah.
you mean?
As I said, before I fell asleep, this happened.
Oh, dear God. Is
And it
this
was
how we're going
one
to
who
lead the
found
show off?
This is one who found me. I'll explain later. Let's go.
Oh, boy.
God help me.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
I want to send those seals back to SeaWorld. Please let me send them back to SeaWorld.
Oh yeah!
Let's go, baby!
Woo, baby. The B-roll that we have, you guys.
If only y'all
Good morning. Welcome to the tripped out Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. And I will be my own producer, at least for this moment, and push the button because the first hour of today's show is powered by Wanna Parlay. This football season, don't just watch the games, play them on Wanna Parlay. Wanna Parlay is the only daily fantasy sports app where you can pick spreads, money lines, over-unders, and your favorite player props, all in one place. More props, more options, more chances to win. Sign up today, use the code SNOWMAN, and claim a 100% deposit match on up to $250. That's free money to start your football season off right. Wanna Parlay, the world's richest parlay. And thanks to my buddy Sean for being a partner, and Wanna Parlay for being a partner of the show. We're loaded today. Katie Day will join us from Northwest Indiana for a little session of Mike to Mike. Of course, we got Dietz coming in to talk college football. And then the next hour is the token female takeover hour.
Yep.
We are loaded today. But first, I have a little unfinished business.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's that.
Damn it. I got you.
Thank you.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Yes, sadly, Napoleon, there's more on a Thursday.
I'll make this quick.
Please
promise.
do.
So I had a conversation with a Bronzexual.
What you mean?
He says I've been ducking him to have him on my show to talk about how great Braun is. No, I'm not ducking you. We just don't like LeBron because he sucks. Period.
Who the hell is this jabroni?
His name is CJ Boyd. He is a friend of mine. He's also a Cowboy fan. That should tell you.
He must be part of the.
Yep, he is.
Yeah,
he is. I said, look, you bronsexuals need to shut up and quit.
You know they never.
He said,
will.
He said, are you afraid to admit that LeBron's the greatest player? No, I'm not afraid to admit it. I just know LeBron James is not the greatest player. In fact, he never had an era. That shut him up momentarily. And he says, what do you mean he hasn't had an era? Let's see. There's a fellow who's 6'3", 210 pounds, and can shoot the lights out. Last name Curry.
And before Curry, there was a 6'6" guard
out of Lower Marion High School. Out of Lower Marion High School. Last name Bryant. Like
played
Kobe
season
with the Lakers. Like Kobe Bean Bryant. So you see, CJ Boyd, your arguments about LeBron James being the greatest player ever are invalid. Forever.
They're about as moot as the Cowboy season is going to be.
So I say this with all the respect in the world. You are too scared to come on to here and face me. Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
Later on this hour, that's right. Our college football picks presented by BetUS.com. We got a break. And when we come back, we going to get totally Dietz.
Oh, boy.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the Bronze Claw.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned. Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
You fool!
Delete! 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 Delete!
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I still don't know what type of blue hell goes on around here half the time.
Later on this hour, Katie Day will join us from Northwest Indiana, and then Allison Moran will join us for hour 2. But it's time to get totally Dietz.
Passionate.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not gonna keep him off the field tonight!
Totally.
This one has a chance!
Dietz.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Here is the full-blown fibrillation, who's been a buddy of mine, a buddy of ours, and in his 9th season covering college football with us, the one and only Chris Dietz. Morning, brother. How are you?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
What's up, Dietzy?
Let me show Dietz some love here, because 9 years ago, he popped into my life and he said, I want to talk college football, and I don't want to do it with a major station. And I said, why not? He said, because you tell the truth with your sports talk, and that's where I want to live. You're on. So we taped our first episode then while I was living in a hotel room in Michigan City, and here he is 9 years later, fully ensconced and established with Snowman in the Morning. So, Dietz, we love you, brother, and thank you for being a part of the show. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So where do you want to start? You want to start with the homework you gave me?
Yes, I want to start with the homework assignment you gave me.
All right. So there's 2 parts to this.
All right.
And the first part is, in order to do this, I had to live in a fantasy world.
Right.
And in this fantasy world, I am the supreme ruler, which means y'all are in trouble.
Oh, crap.
Everybody, I'm in charge. Everybody, we're all, you know what.
Yes.
Yes. Basically, see ya.
But in order for this to work, I'm in charge of the NCAA. I have free reign to do whatever I want.
Okay.
That'd be a dream to fix.
Let's do it. Let's do it. What you got?
So I say this because in order to do this, my fix to everything is to blow the conferences up. Conferences are gone.
Yeah.
Now, not as in, we'll get into it later, but what's happened is everything's gotten too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what, so the reason for that, and so I would start, everybody says, what's the perfect number? Who cares about number of teams? But me, I would go with 16.
Okay.
I can see that.
For that, I would go with, a lot of people want to say, oh, buys. No buys. We saw it last year. Last year's the only data we have for buys, and guess what? Teams with a bye were 0-4.
0-4. All the teams with a bye lost.
They did not win a single game with a bye going to the playoff. So
and 2 of those 4 were blowouts.
Yeah, they were.
2 of those 4 were blowouts.
That's why I would go with 6. That's the only reason I would go with 16. If you want to go with 12, if you want to have buys, you want to have incentive, that's fine. But me, I would stick with 16. But because we're going to 16, that leaves 8 teams and 8 teams. So what I would do is math in general. 8, and I call them regions because I just did it by region. I just went by region.
Right.
10 team maximum.
Okay.
A maximum of 10 teams in each region. Now, I see Jen joining us, so maybe Jen can do the math. 8 regions of 10 teams is 80 teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be 80 teams viable in what I would call the college football playoff division.
Okay.
Why 10 teams? 10 teams is the important number. I don't care. You could have more than eight regions. You could add regions to it.
Yep.
But I just stuck with 8 because it works for the 16-team playoff.
Mm-hmm.
But the key number is 10. Why? Mm-hmm. Because you have it's just college football. You only have 12 regular season games to play with.
Yeah.
If you have 16 teams in a conference, obviously they can't play each other.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you keep the number at 10 teams per conference, that's 9 games for each team. Mm-hmm. They all play each other.
Yep.
Guess what you've just eliminated? The championship, the conference championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, the reason to eliminate that conference championship, they've all played each other, so it's settled on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Best record in conference wins.
The reason you eliminate that conference championship game is because when the season ends, the weekend of Thanksgiving,
mm-hmm.
you don't have to play a championship game the next week. You can start the playoffs the first week of December.
Yeah.
Guess what? When the NFL is almost at its weakest point because they're just gearing up for playoff pushes.
Mm-hmm.
Some teams have already clinched. Some team, but most people aren't fighting for their life yet.
Right.
So there's not much going on in the NFL that weekend. So mm-hmm. you can push. You can play your first round of the playoffs. You can put it right there on a Saturday and dominate that weekend.
Yeah.
So that's the first part of this is 8 regions, 10 teams each. They all play each other, and you still have 3 games left over. So let's say, I'll just use this as an example. So let's say Auburn and Georgia are not in the same region.
Mm-hmm.
You still have 3 games. If Auburn and Georgia want to keep the longest running rivalry in football, they want to keep that going. They still have 3 games. They can keep that going if they want to.
Okay.
So you're not losing out on anything. You're just saying, all right, these teams all play each other. Whoever wins out of the season, they're guaranteed a spot. with 8 of them, that's 8 spots taken.
Yeah.
You now have 8 spots left to fill with at-large teams. So when people say, well, what if there's one dominant conference? Well, if there's one dominant region, we have extra spots for at-large bids that they can get in.
Right.
So next would come how to fill that. We'll get to that in the second part of this. So we'll get to that later on. But the important thing is everybody plays each other. Everybody plays each other. That's going to be it's settled on the field. We have an actual thing where we can say, yes, where we can say Texas beat Ohio State, or Clemson beat LSU.
Mm-hmm.
We can say this happened. Therefore, there's a concrete reason why this team is in over that team, over another team. Yeah. When we're looking at it at the end of the season, we can say this team beat that team. Therefore, they're in. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to part 2. And part 2 is something I think, Snowman, I think you're going to like this.
All right, I'm listening.
But this goes back to before I even met Snowman, before I even had Fifth Down Sports Show. Before all of that, I ran a website, my own WordPress website that I did daily called challengeflag.wordpress.com.
Oh.
And when I ran this website, it was we talked college and we talked NFL and we just talked football, and I had a post every day about football.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, and this was during the BCS era.
Yeah.
Everybody knows,
that's a
everybody
throwback.
knows what that stands for. It was Bowl Championship System.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to say something controversial here.
Oh, we love it. We love it.
But I'm going to do it. The BCS was probably the best thing college football had. It was probably the best way that they had. The problem with the BCS was they used the wrong metric.
Ah, okay.
I could see that. I could see
metric
that.
was?
The system wasn't the problem. The BCS was not the problem. The problem was they used rankings.
Okay.
Rankings are done by people. It is flawed from the start. People are flawed from the beginning. People have biases. People have ties. People have just innate. It's in our nature. They're manipulative. People are that way by nature. So you cannot use artificial rankings, because what they did is they took 15 people, had them rank a bunch of teams, and then they took the average of those rankings.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Sounds like a problem.
That was dumb from the start.
Yeah.
So what I did when I was doing Challenge Flag, what I did is I had what I called the DCS rankings.
Okay.
Which was the Dietz championship system.
Nice.
Okay.
I see where this is going.
Now, what I did is each team got all right. So each game that you played, if you won the game, you got 100 points.
Okay.
If you lost the game, you got 0 points.
Simple enough.
Are we there so far?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because now it's gonna get crazy. All right. So 100 points to the winner, 0 points to the loser. Okay. However, as the season progresses, you gain points for every team on your schedule that you play. Every game that a team on your schedule wins, they get 10 points per win added to your score. So, to use an example from this year, if Ohio State plays Texas and Ohio State beats Texas, Ohio State gets 100 points. If Texas goes on to win 10 games, that's another 100 points added to the score.
Yep.
And at the end of the season, you add all the scores up, and you have a total number of points. You have a point system that says, so back to our system, back to our system, we had the 8 teams in. So to pick our at-large teams, you take the teams that haven't been in yet. The at-large teams are the teams with the highest number.
Right.
So that would mean not only did they win games, but they also played teams that matter. So even if you're Alabama and you lose to Tennessee like they did last year, but Tennessee, so they get 0 points for that, but Tennessee wins 10 games, Alabama gets 100 points for that game.
Okay.
So the reason for all of this is because of the regular season. You want the regular season to matter.
Yeah.
You want people watching. You want people watching, not just the one big game, not just the big game, Texas, Ohio State. Now, if Ohio State beats Texas, Ohio State fans are going to be watching every game Texas plays for the rest of the season to gain points because they're going to be interested in that. Ohio State fan is going to be interested in how Michigan performs because when they play Michigan later on in the season, they can get more points based on what Michigan does. So that's what I'm trying to do. But you see how it works. Like they go through, you play a game, and if you're Notre Dame and you lose to Northern Illinois, and Northern Illinois only wins 4 or 5 games, well, that's a big loss. That's a bigger loss than losing to Texas, who's going to go on to win 10 or 11 games.
Right.
So you're incentivized to play against a harder team because it's not going to matter as much in the standing. It's not. You're going to gain more points by playing a tougher opponent. So that's my fix to college football.
Okay.
To have a system based on the games on the field, not who do we think is better. Oh, the rankings can change from week to week.
Yep.
Who cares what 15 people in a boardroom think? I care about what happens I care what happens each and every Saturday. I care about every Saturday matters.
Yes.
If you have the system I just implored, every single Saturday matters. Every single game on the schedule counts.
Because now you have points for wins and losses riding on the table.
Right. You're not just looking at Ohio State, and if you're an Ohio State fan, you're not just looking at, all right, who do the Buckeyes play this week? All right, we won. All right, the day is over. Nah, you're looking at the entire other 11 games that are on your schedule. You're looking at every team and saying, all right, I want to watch how Penn State's doing. I want to watch how the other team, who else is on their schedule? Wisconsin. You're now invested. You're invested in the other programs.
Yeah,
it gets more eyes on games that normally wouldn't have them.
Exactly, and gives a quantifiable. It gives you a quantifiable number to say when you're asked at the end of the season, why is this team 16 and this other team 17? You go, well, because the point totals. You add the point totals at the end of the year. Now, you could do things. There are a lot of ways that could be given to it. I just did it easy, so I could do easy math because that's why I did the 100 and the 10. You could do crazy things with it, like road wins, a road win versus a home loss. You could take points away for a loss at home. You could give points to people who win on the road. Those are numbers you could play with the system.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, the system will state ball don't lie. Here's how we settle it.
Exactly. But the system is win and you get points. You get points for playing good teams.
Okay.
I can see that.
Okay.
So
I can dig it.
I did that. I actually took the numbers for a couple of years, and this was back. The BCS was just back. It was just ahead of its time, and it just was not. It just wasn't ready for prime time when they put it in. They put it in like they did with the playoff system. They just put it in hastily. They just did not. They didn't think it through all the way, and you saw that as they were fixing it on the fly. You remember the first year of the BCS, one of the things that was part of it was point differential. And everybody looked at it and was like, this makes no sense because the first year of the BCS, Florida State was playing Jacksonville State and beating them by 60.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, point differential doesn't matter. I don't care if you win the game. I don't care if you win the game by 3 or you win the game by 36. It doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter. We care about how you played the game.
Yeah.
I like it. Because now you make Saturdays matter again from start to finish. You don't
like I said, it also gets more eyeballs on other games.
And like I said, if one region, again, I did this by region, but you don't have to do it by region. You could just split the teams up. If you really wanted to deep dive it, you could take like a 4-year sample and say, all right, who has the best records in the last 4 years? All right, and just put them in the different regions and be like, here you go. Boom, 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 boom. Because we've seen it. Region doesn't matter to these teams anymore. You have Cal and Stanford in the Atlantic Coast Conference. You have USC and UCLA playing Rutgers at noon.
And here's a great example, and it's going to happen in week 3, and it's a game I'm going to call Oregon at Northwestern. Oregon. Yeah. Think about that, folks. Oregon, who made a mockery of the Pac-10 because they kept winning it every year or every other year, has to travel to Evanston, Illinois.
They're on the Wildcats. They're on your Wildcats.
They're on my Northwestern Wildcats. And yes, I said mine. I happily said my Northwestern Wildcats.
And they're going to play that game at noon. At noon in Chicago, which is at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Oregon, it's going to be 10 a.m. They're going to be out. They're going to be out getting breakfast sandwiches.
By the time they're kicking off.
Yeah, they're gonna be getting them some bagels with sausage and egg, man.
Yeah, they're gonna be just waking. The Oregon fans are gonna be just waking up and be like, "Oh, our game is on!" Like,
That,
and they'll be, and they're going to be half asleep and half interested.
That just doesn't make any sense. These West Coast teams playing at noon, at like 9 o'clock in the morning. Like what are we? What are we doing? But the other thing about the system that I just gave you and about the regions and everything, that the major criticism you get is, the imbalance of the regions. What if one region is just so good and the others are bad? That's a false argument. That happens. That happens it happens every few years in college football. College football is like a wave. It goes up, it goes down.
It has in every sport too.
Like you described Northwestern in the last 20 years.
Right.
Think about this. Who's the best? What's the best conference right now because they've won back-to-back championships? The Big Ten is at the top of the mountain right now.
Because of Ohio State.
Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah, the Big Ten's at the top of the mountain right now. Think back to before Urban Meyer got to Ohio State. The Big Ten was not in a championship game for almost a decade.
Right.
Because the SEC was killing it.
Right.
Because the SEC was killing it, the ACC was killing it, and the Big 12.
ACC was crazy. ACC was crazy with a favorite coach that Chris and I admire, Larry Fedora.
Yeah,
North Carolina.
Larry Fedora. The ACC was doing it with Miami, with Florida State. Virginia Tech was dominant then. So the ACC was a dominant conference back in those days. And you bring up the SEC, dog. The SEC, before Saban and Tebow saved the SEC was at a point where an undefeated Auburn team
missed the show.
Couldn't even get to play in a national championship game because their strength of schedule was so bad playing in the SEC. Because the SEC was terrible.
It was weak, basically.
Yeah.
Then they had their revival with Tebow and Nick Saban, and now the SEC has been dominant ever since. But you can go back. They weren't where they were. We talk about the Big 12 was at the top of they had Texas and Oklahoma playing every single year in a championship game for almost 5 years straight.
So basically that's why everyone gets a turn. Everyone gets a turn to be at the top of the mountain.
Like it does that. I mean, you look at when USC with Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush.
I remember those days.
Yes. Oh God, yes.
And Oregon with Joey Harrington, Dennis Dixon, and those guys. The Pac-10 was a dominant conference, and it doesn't even exist anymore.
No. And you said it was the Pac-10, not the Pac-12, but the Pac-10.
That's how quickly these things can turn. These things they went from a dominant conference to being absolutely demolished.
Yep.
In a 20-year span, which, looking at the fact that college football goes all the way back to the 1890s.
Oh God.
For the start of college football. 20 years is a blip.
Yeah.
It can be that fast that things can turn around. So anybody that says, well, you can't do that because you can't have all these good teams in one conference. No, it'll all sort itself out on the field. On the field, it will be sorted out. If you sort it out in boardrooms, it'll never get fixed.
No.
If you let it sort it out on the field, it will fix itself.
All right.
It's like
Chris
just the natural
Beach-
order of things. Just let nature take its course, and it will work itself out.
Absolutely.
All right. Now it's time for something that we kind of introduced last week, but made some adjustments. It's now time for, and Victor hasn't seen this yet.
No, I have not.
I have a surprise for you, Victor. Time for this.
Oh, that is gorgeous. Okay.
I haven't seen that
I've
before. That's really
been-
cool.
I've been a little busy getting.
So
this
that's
show
where I got
rolling.
that message. So I kind of did a thing.
Well, that was
I'll
one of
explain
many
the thing-
things.
I'll explain the thing in
Okay.
a minute. BetUS.com presents our college football picks. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Use code Snowman for 100% deposit match on your deposit. We're soon going to flip that to Wanna Parlay because Wanna Parlay basically gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. So I'll have to flip that logo. All right, dog, take it away.
Let's go.
All right, after week 0, the game we had was Iowa State and Kansas State. Snowman, you and I called that one correct. You and I are on top of the mountain at 1-0 with Victor and Dietz sitting underneath. I have the updated lines. We got the updated games, and we're about to kick it off with a game tonight in Arrowhead. It's Nebraska and Cincinnati. Nebraska's a 6.5-point favorite, and the over/under set at 51.5. I believe last time we talked about this game, it was a clean sweep, but in case there's any updates, gentlemen, let's repick and see where we stand. Boss man, kick it.
Me and the wife are taking Nebraska to cover and to win in Arrowhead.
DT.
Yeah, I'll take Nebraska to win and cover.
Vic.
Nebraska. Let's go.
All
well,
right.
I guess we can keep that as a clean sweep because I'm with you guys all the way. Nebraska's defense is going to make Cincinnati look horrible tonight.
Yep.
That's four of our picks. We didn't get a pick from our other guest.
Well, I mean, if
And
Jen
flip
wants
a
to throw
coin.
her hat in
Going
the
to make
ring
a
and
pick.
flip a coin, let's
What?
go.
If she wants to pick, let her pick. We invite her to pick. Pick one. Nebraska or Cincinnati.
It's just totally around the spot. Like, wait, what?
And that's when the EXE breaks.
Of course.
I literally know nothing.
Don't worry about it. If you
Don't
guys
worry
know-
about it.
I think I'm gonna go with you guys on Nebraska.
All right.
There you go. See?
Now it's a clean sweep.
She's like, wait. I'm supposed to be the cute little queen here. Why y'all involved me into this?
Well,
Now
welcome
it
to the
is.
part.
Now it's
As-
really. Now it's really a clean. Now it's really a
As
clean
Bruce
sweep.
Willis
We're all
said in
taking
Die
Nebraska.
Hard, welcome to the party, pal.
Yep.
See, this is like in March Madness when you always enter a pool. You get in the office pool.
Yep.
And they're at the end. There's always that person that enters, and they're like, "Oh, why did you pick this team? Oh, I picked them because they're green."
Right.
That's
Like,
about how my mom
I
got
like
started.
the team. I like the team name, so I picked them. And you're like, and that person's always in it at the end.
Yep.
Exactly.
My stepsister would always pick the Bears when Bobby Wade was on there because she thought Bobby Wade was cute. So.
Oh God.
Ay, caramba.
I've had people in
So,
my life like that.
okay,
So it's a clean,
next
so
one,
it's a
though.
clean sweep. Next one.
Next one up starts the party tomorrow night. It is Auburn. It is Baylor. Auburn, a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under's at 58.5. There were a couple adjustments to the line. I don't think the things are going to change, though. Snowman, lead it off.
This is where a coin ends on its side. I'm doing this one blind. I will go with Auburn to cover and to win.
Dietz?
Big name to look for in this matchup is Sawyer Robinson, the quarterback for Baylor.
Okay.
I look for him to put himself on the map in this game, get himself into draft discussions because he is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. I'll go with Baylor.
All right.
Vic?
This is going to be a tough one, but I think I'm going to stick with the A's. I'll stick with Auburn.
What do you say, Jen? You want to make a pick on this one?
All I've been hearing is Auburn, but I don't know the other team.
Baylor's the team.
Well, we got that one. You know what? Hang on a second here. No, I don't have a coin, but it would probably land on the side anyway. This is going to be a close one. I got this one probably going into overtime. I'm going to take Auburn in a walk-off.
I threw the coin in the air just to come back down.
Well, there you
mean
go.
you mean it's up there with one of Cal Raleigh's home runs?
I think a pigeon just like ate it and just flew away with it.
Yep, it did.
Next one on the hit list in Friday night action, it's Georgia Tech in Colorado from Boulder. G Tech is favored by 4.5, and the over/unders at 51.5.
This is one of the games that we were split on.
What's a kick time for that game?
Kick time for that, it's the late game. I think 7:30. Let me double check. Yes, sir. 8 o'clock on ESPN.
8. Okay.
Good. I'm going with the Ramblin' Wreck for the upset to cover and to win in Boulder. Coach Prime's going to get one of the test of his lives. Let's go.
Yeah, this game is on Friday, right?
Yes,
Friday night.
Yeah. So even though Haynes King has done a great job at Georgia Tech as Georgia Tech's quarterback, something just doesn't seem right about this game. And for that reason, I'm gonna go with Colorado. Because remember the first time Dion stepped in against TCU, they were just coming off a national championship run. Everybody said, "Oh, TCU is going to rout Colorado," and it was completely the other way around. Colorado routed them because we didn't know anything about Dion in Colorado. I'm going to go with the Buffaloes at home.
What you got for me, Vic?
All right, it's same thing. This is gonna be the true test on whether it was Shador or not Shador. It's gonna see whether or not Dion can coach a team without his sons on there. And I think even though Georgia Tech is a strong team, I'm going with Colorado. I think Colorado takes this one.
All right, Jen, which way are you leaning? Georgia Tech or Colorado?
Oh.
I think this is another one where she just flipped a coin and lost it.
I think this is one I'm the lone wolf.
Yes.
I think I'm based on what I've heard, I might go Colorado.
All right, I'm the lone wolf taking Georgia Tech. Is there something about
the dog?
About Haynes King?
Someone's gonna do Renegade. You can do Renegade.
I'm the lone renegade.
I'm taking Colorado in this one, but again, I'm feeling something strange about this game.
I'm feeling overtime with this one.
Happen.
This could be a repeat of Colorado Baylor last year, but something about Haynes King, especially on the road, gets me. That's why I am taking Georgia Tech. Next one on the list opens up the Saturday slate, and doggone it, we're gonna have one of the games of the year because it's the March for Arch. Number 1 Texas taking on number 3, the defending champion Ohio State Buckeyes inside the shoe. This game had the lines adjusted. Ohio State is only now a 1.5-point favorite, and the over-under's at 47.5. Snowman, where you going? That over-under is a lot of BS. There'll be more than 45 scored. I'm going with Texas in overtime on a walk-off. This game is going to get wild.
Dietz?
I think it's going to get wild, but remember, this is the first game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Both these teams have brand new starting quarterbacks.
Yes.
Now, we know Arch has been there, but it's his first time starting.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take a while. This is gonna be like a diesel engine.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while to get going.
Yeah.
But once it gets going, the fireworks are there.
Baby.
And if you're Ohio State, you're at home, get Jeremiah Smith involved early. I know it's going to take time to get him. Run him some wide receiver screens, get him the ball so that later on in the game he is engaged. And if he's engaged, Ohio State will have a chance. I'm going with Ohio State at home. I'll take the Buckeyes.
Vic, where you going?
I absolutely love the Longhorns. I thought the Longhorns should have gotten further than they did. But as Snowman, as you say, as we all say in the show, to be the champs,
you must unseat the champs.
and that is why I'm going with the Ohio State Buckeyes.
What you got for me, Queenie?
Oh, goodness. You said one of the teams here is like the champs, right?
Ohio State.
But then there's also the fact that both of them have new quarterbacks.
Yep.
Yeah, that is definitely something to consider.
Was the quarterback the reason Ohio won?
In a way, yes.
Yes.
Well, yes.
Oh, that could be very interesting then.
And the other quarterback, the quarterback for Texas is related to Peyton Manning,
who is one of the top tier NFL quarterbacks of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, did Peyton give us fit New England?
I don't know. I think I'm going to stay in the middle on that one. I've got no clue.
Okay.
All right.
And you know what? I'm with the boss man in the fact that it's going to be wild, but I'm sorry. The Ric Flair drip is too much. You're doing it on the ceremony. They're getting their championship stuff. I'm sorry, but the Flair drip is too much. Give me Ohio State in this one, but I have a feeling it's going to be wacky.
And I have a feeling it's not going to be the only time these two teams meet this year.
Wouldn't surprise me either.
Ooh,
Next game
I
on
have
the
a feeling they will see each other in January.
Damien Hernandez says, I have a bad feeling that Arthman is not going to be what everyone thinks he's going to be in the NFL. In my opinion, he's going to end up being another Anthony Richardson. I don't know.
I doubt that very seriously. We're going to find out beginning Saturday. Next one.
Next game on the docket is the Battle of the Claws in Death Valley, but the Death Valley is in the ACC because it's number 9 LSU, number 4 Clemson. Clemson sitting at a +4 favorite, and the over-under's at 57.5. Boss, hit me.
LSU, Clemson, Death Valley, Clemson, South Carolina. I've been there for a couple of games, and it's wilder than hell. Mm-hmm. It's a battle of quarterbacks. Cade Klubnik and Garrett Nussmeier. I trust Cade Klubnik at home. This is going to be another razor thin game. Each of these quarterbacks is going to get 300 yards, but I'll go with Cade Klubnik and the Clemson Tigers at home, although it's going to be close.
What you got for me, Dietz?
Well, I said it last week. I'm taking the Tigers, so I think I'm covered there. But the biggest thing in a game of quarterbacks, what's the equalizer? Wide receivers.
Because the quarterback's really only good as a wide receiver.
Clemson has the best group of wide receivers in the country, so I'm going with Clemson. But the one caveat in this game that everybody's overlooking, Harold Perkins Jr., one of the best athletes in the country, was injured last year, missed the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
He's back for LSU. I hope he can put a stamp on this game.
Vic, line it up.
This is going to be because Ray's thin is an Italian beef sandwich. Jesus. It's like we got hit with a tiger shot and then hit with a tiger uppercut right after that. I'm going to go with Clemson on this one. Give the Clemson Tigers.
Who you got for me, Jen?
The look says it all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's either set of Tigers.
The look says it all.
I'm sorry. I just really have no idea.
All right. Well, you know what? On this one, this is a statement game for both teams. LSU needs to make the statement that they can go into the ACC and take down Clemson and be a threat in the SEC, but Clemson's got to come in and say, you're not taking over our house, and make a statement to the ACC that we're going to be a threat this year.
And I used to always pick LSU. I've always been an LSU Tigers fan, but this one I don't think they have.
I'm taking the home Tigers. I'm taking Clemson, but this one will be a dogfight.
It will. It'll come down to the last drive of the ball game. Next one you got for us.
Next on the list, and the only reason I have it on here, it's one of the closer games on the docket. It's Cal, it's Oregon State. Oregon State's favored by 1.5 at home, and the over-under's at 50.5. Boss man, kick it.
I picked most of the home teams this week. I will do it again here. It's an old Pac-10 matchup. That's how I'm looking at it. I don't care if they're split conferences or whatever the heck ever. I am going to go with Oregon State.
What you got for me, Dietz?
Cal decimated by the portal. I don't think they have enough players. So I'm going with, and Oregon State is not a slouch team. No. And you said this is in Corvallis?
This is in Ohio State's backyard.
That settles it right there. It's in Oregon. I'm taking Oregon State.
What you got for me, Vic?
Oregon State gets some of that magic from the Ducks. I'm going to say Oregon State takes this one.
You got a thought on this one, Jen?
Once again, the look says it all.
Right.
I'm just more interested in the comment Napoleon put in the chat.
Let's take a look here.
Which
Cal versus Oregon State? I'll take Beavers.
Oh gosh.
What's the Beavers?
That's the Oregon mascot, Oregon State mascot.
Oh, okay. So he's going with Oregon.
Yeah. You want to take his lead on that one?
What's California's mascot?
Bears.
The Bears.
Bears or the Beavers?
Bears or Beavers.
Bees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Oregon.
Going with Oregon State.
I'm sweeping it again. Cal, as Dietz said, the portal ripped them apart. It's in Oregon's backyard. You can't go wrong with the 12th man. Plain and simple.
And it's going to be all orange in Corvallis. Next one.
Next on the list is one you're calling late on Saturday, boss man. It's Hawaii and Arizona. Arizona's favored by, why did you pick this game? 17.5.
Oh my gosh.
And the over-under's at 52.5. Why'd you pick this game, dude?
I'll explain later. I'm getting a following for some reason.
For Hawaii games?
Yes.
For Hawaii games.
If you saw the last game that Snowman did, a lot of people really like.
Yeah, I'm getting a following for covering Hawaii.
All right, well, what you got for me?
I'm going to shoot myself in the foot for this one.
Okay.
I'm kind of split. My heart says Hawaii. My mind says Arizona, since they're favored by 17.5. Okay. I am doing this against my better judgment, against every bit of my better judgment, because it's on the road, it's in Tucson, and I like the Arizona Wildcats.
Hard overhead.
Yep. I'm going to get beat up for this, and this is probably going to wind up being a blowout. This is certainly one of my predictions sure to go wrong. But I'm going to go with Hawaii, and the quarterback's name for Hawaii is Micah Alejado. He'll be the reason.
Dietz, what you got for me?
Arizona wins, but Hawaii puts up enough offense to keep it close. So Arizona to win, Hawaii to cover.
Got it.
Vic, what you got for me?
After seeing how Hawaii fought back from a game that honestly they should have lost, I'm not going to bet against them this time. I'm going with the Bows.
Jen, what you got? Napoleon in the chat said he had Arizona by a blowout, so you can always feed off of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go just with what he says. I might actually go with Hawaii on this one, if I'm being honest.
Jen bucking the trend on this one.
Jen is going with Hawaii, though Arizona's favored in a blowout.
You know what? I'm going to jump on the Hawaii train because of the way they were fighting last game. I'm going heart overhead because I'm the numbers guy, but at the same token, you can't rule out the size of the fight and the dog.
Yep, that's why I'm picking Hawaii. Micah Alejado showed me something in the game against Stanford. Next one.
The wild card ad for this one comes to us from the Saturday slate. It's Temple and Mass. Temple's a 1.5-point favorite, and the over-under's at 47.5.
Owls and Minutemen, and it's in Massachusetts.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Northeast battle.
And they're going. What Massachusetts is laying? What, 1.5?
Temple's laying 1.5 on the
Temple's laying 1.5, which means Massachusetts will win to cover that. I'm going with the Minutemen.
What you got, Dietz?
On the basketball court, this would be a tough game to pick.
Yes.
On the football field, the Minutemen are exactly that, a minute. They are terrible. They are one of the worst. They're one of the worst programs in college football. Temple has always been good since the Al Golden days. I'm going with Temple.
What you got, Nick?
You'll be the lone wolf.
This is a game I was gonna say break glass because not because I don't care, just like I don't know, the history of these two teams. I have not seen Temple games in a while.
Right.
Can't get a mass game to save my life on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But just by how these just roasted them, I may have to go Temple on this one.
Jen, what do you got for me?
You mean it's the two teams again?
Temple and Mass.
Temple and what?
Temple versus Massachusetts. A couple of Northeast teams.
Oh.
And Dietz basically just threw Massachusetts so far under the bus they just got hit by the transmission.
Yeah, they got run over by the semi.
Yeah, they poked their head up and saw the semi.
They got run over by the semi thanks to the dog.
Why am I driving the semi? I'm in the Benz behind you.
No, you're not.
They got run over again.
All right.
Yeah, I thought I got ran over.
Yeah, they got ran over by the bus and hit hard enough for the transmission, but they poked their head up and saw a boss man driving a semi and hit them again.
They're just not a good program. UMass has been a disaster.
I don't think I really have an opinion on this one.
Then I'll change my pick and make it a sweep. Give me Temple.
All right.
All right. The Sunday slate kicks off, and this one is one that you're calling the boss man. It is Convicts versus Catholics. It's Notre Dame in Miami. Notre Dame's favored by 2.5 on the road. The over-under's at 51.5. A rivalry renewed. Boss, lead it.
I'm going with Notre Dame, and they blow them to smithereens.
Dietz?
What's the spread?
2.5 in favor of Notre Dame. 51.5 over/under.
2.5 is too close of a spread because it's Convicts versus Catholics. You know who's watching over the game on the top of the stadium?
Yep.
Touchdown Jesus is always going to side with the Catholics.
This game's in Miami, boss.
Doesn't matter.
You got touchdown Jesus traveling. Okay.
Touchdown Jesus.
I'm going with Notre Dame. Carson Beck is going to keep this game close though. But Notre Dame, too much Notre Dame, too much Fighting Irish running game.
Napoleon and Damien both picked Notre Dame. Vic, go ahead.
Notre Dame is absolutely teetotally peed the F off.
Yep.
About what happened last year where they were this close to taking the chip.
They made a game of it in the national championship.
They absolutely did.
Yep.
So they'll be looking for revenge, and they're going to be looking to beat a bunch of convicts. Give me the Irish.
They're going to blow the doors off the joint.
What you got for me, Jen?
No clue.
Well, I'm sleeping this one as well because, quite frankly, Carson Beck is not who Miami thinks he is, and he's going to show up in that form on Sunday. Next game on the Sunday docket from the Benz in Atlanta. It's Virginia Tech and number 13, South Carolina. South Carolina's favored by 7.5, and the over-under's at 49.5. Boss?
So doing American, South Carolina.
What you got for me, Dietz?
South Carolina. I'm going South Carolina.
All right. In this game, There's two big reasons that I'm taking South Carolina.
All right.
And that would be one of my best friends and my medical correspondent, Katie and Justin, are both graduates of Gamecocks. So if I don't pick the Gamecocks, they're going to be mad at me. So I'm going with South Carolina. But an added bonus, this is the beginning of the end of Coach Fry in Virginia Tech.
Agreed.
What's you got for me, Vic?
I agree.
Yeah, I think South Carolina's going to do exactly what they do on the basketball court, and they're going to win this one. I think it's going to be a hands down, too.
Jen, you got a thought on this one?
Let's make it a clean sweep. South Carolina.
There we go.
And it's a sweep on my end. South Carolina's going to be way too much. And in the final game of the week for our
Bill now.
is he takes the words clean out of my mouth. On Labor Day, it's the debut of Chapel Bill. Now, Father O'Shaughnessy does not need to go to hell. Shut up.
No.
It's going to be the TCU Horned Frogs versus the North Carolina Tar Heels in Chapel Bill territory. TCU's favored by 3.5, and the over-under's at 56.5. Boss,
Only 3.5.
Only 3.5, the updated line.
And the over-under is what?
56.5.
50 of them go to TCU. Give me the Frogs.
What you got for me, Dietz?
I said this last week. Yes, Coach Bill is going to get all the publicity for this.
Yep.
But the guy on the other side, Sonny Dykes, he's no spring chicken. He's been there and done it in college football at every level he's been at.
Mm-hmm.
And he returns the nation's best passer in Josh Hoover. I'm going with TCU.
Vic?
Yeah, I know this is his first year. It is rookie year, and it's a lot different between the NFL and college football. But I'm going to stay on top of Chapel Bill. Give me the Tar Heels.
All right.
Jen, what you got for me?
For the memes, whichever team has the Chapel Bill, I'm going
North
with
Carolina.
them.
No, she's going with North Carolina.
Chapel Bill now.
As much as a fan of as I was when Bill was in New England, the college game is vastly
Napoleon,
different.
send me the full quote.
And Chapel Bill is going to find out how different the game is. TCU is going to run away with this one late. I got the Horned Frogs. And those are the college football picks, absolutely sure as hell to go wrong. Brought to you soon by Wanna Parlay. Now get me the hell out of here.
Thank you, Dietz. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, guys. But before we get out of here, I got one quick story for Snowman.
All right.
Uh-oh.
And this has to do with if we get into a situation like we did last week with a game and you're not up for it on a Saturday, let's say we get a schedule, you got 3 games and you're doing Ohio State, Texas at noon.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that middle game. All right. When I was a kid, when I was very young, I got sent to Long Island. Every summer I would get sent to Long Island to live with my grandparents for a couple weeks. Now, when I was there, my grandfather had to call my mom because he thought I was insane. Why? Because every night we would watch the Mets game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That next day at 9:00 in the morning, I would be outside playing wiffle ball by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought I was crazy because I was calling an entire game of wiffle ball by myself, playing. I'd come up, I'd swing the bat, I'd hit it, and Darryl Strawberry hits a double down the right field line. call an entire 9-inning game of the Mets that did not have that. It was imaginary in my head. I would call the game. So I'm saying, Snowman, if you need to take a break during the 3:30 game and you're like, you know what, I got to save it for Clemson, LSU later. I got you. I got you. You can leave it. Look, this won't even be imaginary. I'll actually call what's on the screen.
Right.
Why do I have a feeling if that is bound to happen, I'm gonna get a text message. Get your ass in the truck.
Yeah, that's going. We're all going to be in the truck. Thank you, Dietz, and thank you for this season. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's go. Week 1.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's just get the game started.
The ball's going.
Finally, the real ball is going. Let's go.
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Dietz.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Well,
we're not taking a break because someone's waiting for us. So I'm gonna call an audible and do this. Today's show is brought to you in part by Wanna Parlay. This football season, don't just watch the games, play them on Wanna Parlay. Wanna Parlay is the only daily fantasy sports app where you can pick spreads, money lines, over-unders, and your favorite player props all in one place. More props, more options, more chances to win. Sign up today with the code Snowman and claim a 100% deposit match on up to $250. That's free money to start your football season off right. And that is only with Wanna Parlay, the world's richest parlay. Now there's a big smile waiting for us, and boy, she's got some stuff to talk about.
From the Windy City, the Magical Winds brings us Mike Drop Moran, Allison Moran.
Yeah, what up, Allie?
Hey guys, how are you doing today?
What's going on?
We're doing fabulous.
I love the Chapel Bill. I just love that. You think his girlfriend's going to be like next to him on the sidelines?
You know she's going to be down there. You know she'll be down there.
You think she'll call a couple of audibles in there sometime, or throw them in?
I hope not.
She already called an audible. Bill Belichick in North Carolina. Does that tell you something?
It does. Yeah, I have to.
Such a drop. That is a drop that I have to cut and put together, and I gotta put it in the commercial, and I gotta put it in my sound base. That's a drop.
Do it. Definitely. Do it, baby. Do it.
We're only about 45 seconds into the segment.
Early and often. That's how I always decide to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Early and often.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Okay. The Las Vegas Aces have won 12 in a row.
Yikes.
Let's say that again.
Isn't that amazing? You know what?
Allie, it's on you because you said before they went on this winning streak, when are the Aces going to get their act together? Well, guess what? Since Allie said that on this show, you didn't hear it anywhere else, folks, not on the big shows. You heard it on this one. Allie said that the Aces need to get their act together, and you wonder if they're going to blow it up if they don't get their act together. Well, safe to say, they have clinched a playoff spot. They've won 12 in a row. They're not getting rid of anybody, and Asia Wilson is coming for that MVP throne.
And absolutely right. Absolutely. The thing about great teams and even really good teams is that they find a way, no matter how far down they are, to come back. I think that Becky Hammon learned this early and often. At first, in her own WNBA career. Second, under the wise tutelage of one Greg Popovich in San Antonio, who had the balls to hire a woman assistant, the first in the the first in the NBA. And ever since then, she has taken all those lessons to heart. I mean, I can't imagine what her locker rooms have been like. Honestly, she doesn't ever mince language. Let's put it that way. In my experience in covering her, she's been honest. She's been very, very, very candid for the most part. I won't say in all parts, because she refused to talk about her hiring with us. Back when she was first hired by the by San Antonio Spurs, and I could not believe it that she wouldn't say it. But since then understand that was 10, 11 years ago now. So I would say that one of the most interesting parts of the Las Vegas Aces is how much they've turned into a defensive nightmare.
Oh yeah.
To go on with the scoring juggernaut of Asia Wilson and ad infinitum. The thing that was really important to note in this is that they have become relentless in their pursuit. They were not going to let the second half of the season turn out like the first half. So God bless them for finally doing 12 straight. I can't remember the last time a team had 12 straight wins. I don't really remember any of that. However, they could finish actually as the number 2 seed, and if they could take down, say, Atlanta, if they take down, and then they've got a full week off to rest, which will be good because they have to take on the Lynx. And however, this, the interesting part was was Monday's game, where the Chicago Sky, I hate to say it, being a Chicagoan, a lowly team, a very disappointing team, almost managed to keep the Aces in line. They did ultimately get a 79-74 win, the Aces did. But if you can imagine how it was okay. If I think they may have underestimated what the Chicago Sky could do when provoked, and with their former assistant coach, Tyler Marsh, at the helm, who knows the Las Vegas Aces inside and out. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold and my nose is like running.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm so sorry.
Allie, trust me, I've got a bottle of Sudafed and I got a big bottle of Tylenol next to me. I get it.
Those damn summer colds.
I got a bottle of gabapentin here next to me, and plus, I've been chugging tea this morning, so
no, these late summer colds are just a bitch, and there's nothing you can do about them. But and it was lucky you didn't see me yesterday. I was nowhere near as cute, I was Yeah, I didn't even see Greg yesterday. That's how awful I felt. He wasn't doing well either, so I felt comforted in that. So we comforted each other over the phone. But
I mean, misery loves company, even if we're all sick.
yeah, absolutely right. So it's great I embrace all of you guys. Trust me. I truly do. But let's say that the Aces are on an almost impenetrable roll right now, and they will, if you've got anything to say about it. If you got anything to say about it, they are going to clinch that number 2 seed.
I believe they are.
I'm going to predict that right now. But
I believe they're going to snatch that number 2 seed.
It won't surprise me.
Yeah.
They're on such a roll right now. Speaking of teams getting a big win and needing a lift, the shorthanded Indiana Fever.
Oh God!
Daylights out of Seattle.
Yeah.
They sweep the Seattle Storm. It's a clean sweep for Indiana, a shorthanded team, and not only did they beat them, they beat them by 20.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, and the thing is, I have them at number 8 this week, the Indiana Fever. I have the Storm at number 6. And you've got to think, there is, it was so impressive to them. And that's just, the thing is that you also cannot count out the Indiana Fever's depth.
Oh, no.
And you've got a team that has been that I think is finally learning to live without Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
she hasn't been there since June, right? And
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that I don't think that she's going to be back this year.
I don't think so either.
No, I think they're going to end up resting her. If we see her, it's probably going to be in playoff action.
If they make it past September 9th, which I believe they will now, they're locked into the 6th seed, but they got a tough 3-game road trip beginning tomorrow. And they go to Los Angeles, then they go to Phoenix, and then they go to San Francisco to face the Valkyries. All 3 teams have beaten the Fever this year. In fact, they have not scratched against Golden State or Los Angeles, and this is the last meeting of the year between Fever and Los Angeles. But here, I gotta hand it, and I've said it all year. I've missed the last 2 games just simply because of exhaustion, but I'll be back Friday night. And Allie, thank you, and thanks to my wife also, because when I was preparing for Seattle, when I was preparing for the Fever in Seattle, I just sat here slumped in my chair. My wife comes in and goes, "Oh no, you don't. You're coming to bed." So I miss
Jody.
Yes, I have missed the last 2 games simply because of anxiety and exhaustion.
And it might have also helped when you've had the group chat also telling you rest your ass when you need it.
Yeah.
And the last 4, and the crew will tell you, the last 4 games when I covered with the Fever, I was not myself.
Ever since that Sunday I came in back in the truck, which was I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
It's been like that.
Yeah.
But the last couple of nights, I got a full night's sleep. I made sure I got some sleep, and it's a late start, so I get some extra rest tomorrow night. It's a 10 p.m. start Eastern time, 9 in the Central Time Zone, and we'll be up a half hour prior with our pregame show. How big is this game for Indiana and Los Angeles? If they score this one on Friday, which I believe they can because they nearly snatched one in Los Angeles a month ago. They scored in Los Angeles. I think that seals it for Indiana.
Well, let's hope so. They've yet to defeat the Sparks this year. They're at 0-3 right now, and let's just say that anything is possible in that game. That their talent level is similar. And the thing is that you've got to remember that the Sparks have made their push as well from the bottom up. And so nobody is going to be in a, let's put it this way, a resting mode. This is going to be a great battle defensively and offensively as well. Have you seen Kelsey Plum lately?
I have. She is on a tear.
Oh my God.
I've been watching Kelsey Plum all season. The beast is awakened.
Yes. Yes.
There's one game between these two that I want to look at, and that's the first game they played in Los Angeles, which is where this one is.
Mm-hmm.
Sparks were up by as many as 22 points midway through the fourth quarter. And the next thing you know, it's a 4-point game with less than 60 seconds remaining. For those of you who watched the live stream, you know what happened. I was going out of my mind seeing that.
I believe it.
It's going to be that kind of game come tomorrow night in Los Angeles.
Let's put it this way. The Indiana Fever are due. Now, would you believe that this year they've used a franchise record 17 players this season? They're playing with their 4th point guard. Now, to still have the record that they have above 500, that is phenomenal that they have been able to keep together well enough to do that. Not every franchise can do that, and I think that's overlooked within the WNBA circles, is how many times they've had to regroup, have season-ending injuries to Sophie Cunningham, and they're
Colson is out with a torn ACL. Cunningham is out, of course, out with an MCL. And then they also lost Aaron McDonald. They lost Colson and McDonald, and those are a few of their big rotation pieces. Lost them in Phoenix 3 weeks ago.
Exactly. So just from the sheer talent level standpoint, if I were the LA Sparks, I would be concerned. I would be afraid, very afraid. Mm-hmm. So we'll see, but it'll be an exciting matchup. Can't wait to hear you on the call, Bri. Congrats
to the Fever, matching last year's win total with their 20th win on the season against Seattle. We go to repeat the schedule. Go to Los Angeles tomorrow. That's at 10 p.m. Sunday is going to be a big one because we go to I mix it up. We go to San Francisco to see Golden State. We're a half game above them, 2 in the standings, and then the big one with Phoenix, Labor Day weekend. That is September 2nd. That's a 10 p.m. start. All these games are late. Sunday's game is late, so that's going to be a dual call for me. And then Indiana Phoenix will be Tuesday at 10. And then Friday, Chicago comes to Indianapolis to finish that season series. So my goodness, what a gruesome stretch for Indiana. But I have a feeling they're going to take 2 of these. I got the feeling they can hold together 2 of them.
Oh yeah.
Which 2 are you taking?
Los Angeles and Golden State. They are due to get the Valkyries on their home floor.
They are. I mean, let's put it this way. Golden State, they have dominated the Fever. But that could also be due to the injuries on the roster and their inability to learn to play together until, just in the last, say, 3 weeks. Right. So I'm thinking that it'll be an interesting and probably decimating matchup. So now here's the Fever dream, is Minnesota.
Yeah.
If they could defeat the Fever could defeat Minnesota, that would be the fever dream of pretty much every team in the WNBA, right?
That game will close the season for the Fever on September 9th, and then 5 days later, the playoffs will begin.
Right.
This 3-game stretch will determine Indiana's playoff fate. Because if they let's say they get one, if they get one of these 3, then that'll give them a boost. If
Can I say?
Go ahead, Allie.
Can I say that I think they're actually going to be the number 8 seed? I think I could see the number 8 seed for them at this moment. And if you're right and they go to number 6, cool. That's great. I will be more than happy, since my Chicago Sky has been eliminated for like the last week. And I go, so have the Wings, and
Sky is gone,
and someone else.
The teams that are currently eliminated, it is the Wings, it is the Sky, and the Sun.
And the Sun. Yep. We're all fighting for the number 1 draft pick for next season,
which could be Hannah Hidalgo.
And which I would love to see the Sky get.
It could be Hannah Hidalgo from South Carolina.
I'd go for her.
And I'm doing a lot of women's basketball games this year. Going to be a weekly game setup. Speaking of basketball, Candace Parker's jersey retirement.
Oh my God! Did you guys get to see that?
I got to see part of it. I was crying.
I was too. Believe me, there is. I mean, that was one of the most emotional moments in Sky history. Now, the thing is, she is the hometown girl. She is the Naperville Central character who just couldn't be stopped. She was the first 3-time Miss Illinois basketball from 2002 to 2004. Her homecomings have always been such a huge deal. And the thing is that with Candace Parker has done one thing that very few other WNBA teams have, and that's she's elevated the game. She elevated every team that was around her. And you saw that with the championships with the LA Sparks, as well as the Sky's lone championship back in 2021. And the thing is, what I would love for her to do now is I would love for her to come on and coach. I would love for her to I don't care where she coaches. I just want that. Another thing I want, and I think we talked about it, was building a statue to her in front of Wintrust Arena. I think that would be the most amazing.
It has to happen. It absolutely has to happen. Here's a question for you about the Sky. Why can't they sell out their home games?
Because the product isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Now, the product is not worth seeing. Unfortunately, they have not learned to overcome. I'm sorry,
Alex.
Go ahead.
Ask yourself this, man. How many Bears games do you think are going to be sold out this year?
I won't talk about it until tomorrow.
There you go.
Tomorrow's a football Friday. I'll save that. I'll save those rounded jokes for tomorrow.
I just asking myself, what is it
why
Sky are missing?
There is the thing about it is I know that the tickets are now selling for they're selling now for like $10 a piece. I mean, it is tragic. That's the reason why the sellouts they've gotten were for Monday night's game in recent weeks. And so there has been nothing to watch.
And remember the two in the United Center. that
Yes.
they sold out the United Center twice, but we all know the needle mover behind that, and she
Yeah.
didn't play in either of those.
She didn't play, and Angel didn't play.
Angel
The
didn't
two
play
of them. Yeah. Now Angel is still hurting. You can tell that, even though she's setting records with double doubles, but she is not at 100% yet. You can tell that.
Right.
Her play, wall spirited as always, always in there, but she's just within her abilities to command the game and command the action around her. The problem has been that she has simply not had the physical capabilities to get other people to the net in the way that she can. And so that's a problem. If anybody thinks that her injury was faked, it was not.
It's not. You can't fake that. You can't fake that kind of injury.
No. And you can see with her play that it was just miserable. It was just miserable. I have to say another thing about the Sky, and that's in post game. Tyler Marsh has been, how does one say? It almost seems like he's been saying goodbye in the previous couple of post game pressers that I've been in on. It seems like he said, well, it was a great run. I'm paraphrasing here. There's been nothing that he said, okay, this is goodbye, but I don't think they're planning on bringing him back this year.
It's like he knows he knows his end of days are coming.
Yeah, he knows the handwriting's on the wall.
I mean, unfortunately, it seems like he's coached like he's given up, and I think this is almost like a foregone conclusion.
Right.
It's sad because I was hoping for him to do good things, but it's like he coaches like he's given up.
Yeah. Yeah, he has. And I think his pressers have shown that. And I'm pretty sure that nobody is saying that he's a lame duck inside, but except possibly behind closed doors. But it just feels, even in Monday's presser, when they came so close to actually overtaking the Aces, he was still very circumspect. He wasn't. He was very laid back about the whole presser, and not like, I've loved my time here. It's been great. All that kind of stuff.
And I say it again. It's like the crew just said. He knows his days are numbered. And you can hear it in the pressers, but it's. I hate saying this phrase. Victor knows I hate saying this phrase. I was going through my depression and anxiety. I said this a lot, but it seems like he's just given up.
Yeah, he has. And that's sad because he's still the one thing that will help him get another job is to coach to the point where, even if your season's essentially ended after September 9th, why not go and finish strong? Finish as strong as you can.
Right.
Do what you have to do in order to be that kind of a leader. And this doesn't have to be the end for Tyler Marsh of head coaching jobs, but I'm wondering where the Sky can go from there, because this is going to be their third coach in as many seasons. And where are they going to go? Exactly who
Oh no,
It's hard to build continuity when you keep changing their head coach.
Yeah.
The problem is now they're going to have to redefine their identity yet again leading into next season.
And here's the point. And Dog, you brought this up at the top of the season. It's a great point. After the game where they got blown out by Indiana, their identity left them. And it came back.
Yes, absolutely right. They're like, oh my God, this isn't going to work. This is who can we be now? And it is a young team, and it is. And here's the other benchmark of this squad, and that is the other benchmark was when Courtney Vandersloot went down with her torn ACL, because there was nobody who could command that floor the way the general did. And I think between that injury, Angel Reese's just inexperience in commanding a floor, working on her own skills. Tyler wanted her to do different things this year than she had been doing, wanted to make her better, at the 3-point line. All those things have really, how do I want to say, they all got muddled up in their pursuit of trying to find an identity. And I think in losing that identity, that's when the season was really lost. And it's painful for me personally. I can't help being a homie, right? But I can't help it. But the thing is that good teams, like say the Aces, they found the way after the All-Star break. The good, after Asia Wilson came back, they were a house of fire. Why? Because they had their general back. They were able to get themselves together. Now, if my feeling is that through the playoffs, we're going to see a few real interesting potential new coaches for the Sky. I believe that we will have an ample opportunity to find and elevate somebody, or find somebody who's been out of the game for a little while and who can come back. Hell, Bill Belichick has a job. No. He's what, 83?
If Bill can still land a job, why can't some of these other coaches that deserve to have a hiring position?
Yeah. And there's no reason on planet Earth why. Now, let me say, even though Candace Parker has got a fairly full schedule, being an analyst for one, as well as being the president of Adidas women's basketball, she could find a little time to coach, couldn't she?
Yeah. Yes, she could.
I would nominate her.
Demi Hernandez came with a valid point. He said he would be mad if Candace Parker came to coach the Bulls.
Became the head coach of the Bulls.
Yeah, I would
I'd love to see that.
Me too.
I'll commute to go get press passes for that.
Yeah.
Talk to her again.
Absolutely. I think that would be a wonderful idea. I could see Diana Taurasi coming and doing some damage. She's not doing anything right now. To get her kind of spunk, her kind of knowledge of the game, her passion for the game, if she could be, bribed out of Phoenix somewhere along with her wife and kids, I could see her doing some pretty good damage. She hasn't talked about it, but why not?
She could easily be a coach.
Yeah.
As we talk WNBA, you mentioned in your notes to me a CBA update. Do we have one?
We do, yes. Let's see. Here's the deal. They have to make their deal by October, right? End of October is when you've got the CBA. Let's put it this way. They need the player salary negotiations have hit a wall currently.
Right.
Okay. And it's not just about the money though. They are because they did have a generous offer, the players did, a quadruple increase to minimum salaries and $1 million top tier contracts. It was reportedly rejected by the players.
Why did they reject that?
Because for the problem is defining the value of elite female athletes and the future of professional women's basketball. For 28 years, the league has, by its own admission, not turned a profit. However, the current financial boom, while exhilarating, may be viewed by cautious executives as inherently unsustainable if not managed with extreme caution.
All right.
Okay. So they may here's where the players come down on it. They have a $200 million windfall right this second. And the thing is that what I think they want as well is much more, how does one say, much more of the immediate pot.
And instead of looking long range.
Yes.
They want more of the pie that's already cooked than the pie that's getting ready to be cooked.
That's
right.
And for me, that's where I have the problem. You got to look long range. You got to look for sustainability. And they don't want to sustain. They want the money right now with the windfalls, and I realize that they have. Come on, ladies, you got the patience has got to be there now, because you're talking about something. You're talking about a whole bunch of money, because it was a $2 billion deal that could sustain your league for a while.
I think they're looking for a look downfield.
You invest well. You've got, by 2030, you're going to have 18 teams in the league.
Yep.
That 4 more than you got now, 5 more than you got now. And you've got a couple of teams coming into the league then. The issue, though, is that, you've got, if they're going to hold their ground rigidly, they are threatening a work stoppage come next season. And what I think one of the most difficult parts of the negotiation is this windfall that's coming in. Can we say that it's not just a Caitlin Clark effect? In another couple of years, in fact, next season, it could be the Hannah Hidalgo effect. In another season goes by, it's going to be the Juju Watkins effect.
Yes.
Okay. If the most important thing is to reach a balance between what the players are worth, and the players are worth a ton. The players are worth everything that you can give them. But what they're concerned about at this moment, what the WNBA negotiating team is concerned about is long term. How much Okay, first they need a great investment team. If investments are everything, and so if you can get a very nice and very potent what is it, ROI, the return on investment, you will have that. It's such a critical moment in the WNBA for that reason, that you have to manage this carefully. Go to Schwab Investments, go to your best person who can manage and increase those funds. But here's where I'll come down on it. You have to look at the WNBA like it was the NBA.
Correct.
Okay. It's not a niche league fighting for its survival. It's transformed into a rapidly growing, high profile business, and it's grappling right now with an incredibly complex and nuanced questions of equity, value, and long-term financial foresight. I've worked with nonprofits that have undervalued themselves and thinking that they're small and local when their reach has really been global. I've worked with organizations that have dealt in human trafficking, and therefore have gone into and they were small local organizations, but their reach was global. And my advice to them as a fundraising professional was that they needed to think of international organizations that could help them grow in this one area, which was international, because people from these children who were being trafficked were often from Eastern European countries. And the thing was, they were like, oh, we can't get something from, X foundation that deals in human trafficking that has, $1 million grants available. And this is the way that the WNBA executives who are working on their long-term growth have to think. They are a worldwide phenomenon, because they've got Europe, they've got the growth in Asia. You've got so much growth coming, and the WNBA needs to see themselves as the leaders they are, just like the NBA has, and they need to look at themselves as the pinnacle of the growth of women's basketball worldwide. That will set them apart.
Yes.
It's crazy
indeed.
you bring up, worldwide growth, because apparently Sabrina Ionescu actually brought up something. She said she's tired of the WNBA being just a mini game in NBA 2K video games. They deserve a standalone game, and you'll see it take over the sports gaming industry. Would that be as big a help as Sabrina thinks it would be?
Yes.
I think so. Absolutely. Because you've got a generation that has grown up with the WNBA now. And, I look at the generations coming up, and this is what they know. And why wouldn't they think it as...
Exactly.
That's why you need very forward thinkers who realize that the WNBA is a worldwide force. And there's I call this the hardening of the categories. That you can think of yourself as you did 20 years ago, but you have evolved. You are, and those who understand evolution will are the ones who have the future in their hands. And I'm praying that there's going to be somebody in the WNBA who's on the deciding committee of this, that they can say, okay, let's look at ourselves as the worldwide phenomenon.
Mm-hmm. I think this it'll take to the last minute, but I think the CBA, to answer Damian Hernandez's question, I think it'll get done. Something's going to happen. I think it'll get done. And thank you for putting that up. He says, do y'all think if this CBA negotiation does get done by the end of the season, there will be a lockout for next season? They have until October 31st officially. But before then, I think they will strike a deal. I think they'll get it done, especially with the new players that are coming in, Hannah Hidalgo and others, and plus the stars that you have right now. We're running out of time, but Allie is here with us. It's the token female Mic Drop Moran takeover. We love you very much, my dear. Thank you so much.
We love you too.
And we'll talk to you next week.
All righty. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for having me as a part of this show. I love you guys.
Love you too, Allie. Thank you. Tomorrow, we're going to play Hollywood Squares. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough, folks. Dream big, do bigger. You can come back from anything when you put your mind and your heart to it. So long, everybody. In closing, to a certain group of people, does it piss you off that you can't get rid of us, or does it frighten you that we don't go away? We're out of here.
Just remember, all hail the cutie queen and follow her on Twitch. Deuces!
No!